Hello, hello, hello. This is Jalen Joanna, the host of To Whom It May Concern, and I'm so excited to bring this episode to you guys. Today, we are going to be having so much fun. I get to finally introduce one of the loves of my life to you, Mr. Lavender. But before we do, I just want to thank you for continuing to subscribe, like, share, and comment on the videos. And if you like what you see and you like what you're about to hear, please, please, please do that for us. It helps out the channel and it helps out the episodes. And without further ado, okay, what can I say about this young person before I introduce him? And look at that smile, isn't he gorgeous? So he and I have been friends for, wow, it's going on 3 years now. And we'll talk about how we met, but I know that you guys are looking at the channel and you're seeing all of the new images, the cover art and things of that nature on my Instagram as well as on the videos. And it's because of this lovely, young, beautiful, kind, sweet, how much should I say about you? Lavender. Hi, Lavender.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to be here too. I'm so happy to be here. I sound retarded. Okay, so let me back up. I'm so happy you're here. I am so happy to be doing this with you. We've actually worked together before on another episode, but since you've been so involved in being an instrument in the look of To Whom It May Concern, giving me the amazing cover art that you have, I could not go another episode without involving you some way, somehow. And I believe in your talents so much. And I think the entire world needs to see and know about you the way that I do. So tell our subscribers and tell all of the non-subscribers, hint, hint, everybody who's watching who isn't subscribed, you gotta subscribe. So tell the whole world exactly who you are and all of your goodies about you. Like, where are you from? Let's start with that.
Yeah. Well, hello, everyone who's watching.
I know that was a lot, right? I'm like,
my name is Lavender or Mason. I go by both. And I am here in New York City. And I am originally from California, around the Bay Area, but I've been in New York City for about 3 years now. And I met Jalen during the beginning stages of me being here, and she's been super transformative in my experience here, and I'm so grateful for our friendship.
Oh, and I'm actually responsible for introducing you to your current roommate. Hey, brush off your soda. You know, that's my thing. I love to bring people together, and you're just one of those people who happens to be, okay, so let's go into your talents. You're not only a model, you're also an actor, and you're a photographer. So let's start with the first, modeling. How did you get into modeling?
Yeah, so when I first moved here to New York City, I did not move to work in modeling. I ended up working at a public relations firm, and yeah, it just wasn't for me. And so after ending that, that's sort of how I got my start in modeling, which was kind of a surprise to me. I never really thought that I would ever model. Just because.
Oh my God, is he looking at what I'm looking at? Does he not see what the freak I see? You're sickening gorgeous. And it's not only because of the outside, sweetheart, because you're totally symmetrical. And it's kind of weird when I look at you. I'm like, everything is symmetrical, but it's your insides that come out. So with modeling, let us know how you kind of fell into it, because it wasn't your first, idea of what you had for yourself when you came to New York.
Yeah. So after I stopped working in public relations, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. But what I love about New York City is there's so many creatives here and so many artists and so many people who have moved here to create and develop their own craft. And so I ended up just meeting people who work in the modeling and acting industry. And that was just sort of how I got my start. Through networking, through meeting people, through finding out about different opportunities, knowing where to search online, knowing how to get representation, all of that. Just did a lot of the groundwork and sort of fell into my lap in a lot of ways. And I think it was like just the universe being like, okay, you can move here and you can be a creative person and pursue that, because I am a creative person at heart. And it's my passion to like produce and to perform and to create art. And so I think the universe brought me here to New York City to do just that. And working in public relations was like my vehicle to get here to New York City, right at the beginning. And yeah, so now I've just sort of been doing the thing, and it's been fun.
And you guys are going to be really excited about his Instagram. Like, you're going to see, because we're going to put all of your information below. So they'll be able to see exactly what you're bringing, because some of your pictures, honey, set me on fire. They bring the moistness in all the right areas. And I and I know clients must look at you and what you bring because of the angles of your face and the way that you're like very you're extremely photogenic, and it's not just me giving you a compliment and blowing smoke up your hoo-ha, but you really, really are. And because you're so photogenic, I feel as though that makes you even that much more of a stronger photographer. So let's talk about your photography. How did that happen with you?
Yeah, so that's so interesting that you mentioned that, because I think that like modeling and photography like go so hand in hand. They're very much like the same craft in many ways. Like you use the same like perspective and eye in like creating both art forms. So I was always interested in photography. I took like a photography course before even moving here to New York City. And I didn't really pursue it professionally. It was more just like a hobby for me, but I loved it so much. I loved to kind of like create living art through like defining it into like a rectangle, and like building in beauty into that like small frame. I don't know. I think it's such a cool like process, and it's very like rewarding to do it. And I mostly love shooting other people. You know, there's tons of different types of photographers, landscape, street art, but I really love to work with others, and that's my favorite. I love to sort of collaborate and turn it into like a fun experience where we're just sort of like comfortable together and like having a good time, and the art just comes from that.
And your eye is truly, I mean, if you guys are looking at the pictures of me and some of the pictures of Lavender, because he actually does some of his own photography, there's an eye, that's a gift. And it's a gift I do not have because I can take a picture, but I never am able to see the angles of people the way that you are. And you're able to, move another person's body to fit the mold of what the client is looking for. So let's say if it was more commercial or more high fashion or more couture or anything of that nature, you know how to move a person to fit that category. And it's like all the same person. And it's phenomenal because you make me believe, like, because of the photographs that you supplied me with, you made me believe that I could actually have a future in that. And it's because of your photographs that I was actually signed to a modeling agency. So it's kind of crazy, but you have to be on all of my shoots because nobody moves me the way that you do. And I don't think any other photographer is going to be able to tap into me the way that you do, because we are such good friends and because you are such a giving person. And it's like you want the best for that person, and you want the world to see what you see. And that's a gift. And because those two things, modeling and photography, have worked so synergistically, like perfect for you, tell us about your acting career and what's been going on with that.
Mm-hmm. So unlike with modeling, where I never thought I would model, like it's true, like I loved and was like obsessed with shows like America's Next Top Model when I was younger. But I never thought I was like,
when you were younger, what, when you were a fetus?
yeah. Like,
because you're like 12 now, right? I think, yeah, 12. Exactly. Yeah, I'm going on 13. Going oh my God. No, I say that because I remember where I was when you were freaking born, and it's not fair. So, we can just talk about that at another time. But yeah, you're a baby.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a baby drunk. I feel so bad. I've gotten you, but we can't talk about that now. Anyway, let's talk about your acting.
Yeah.
Oh, he has the best laugh. That's why I'm trying to make him laugh, because he has the best laugh ever.
Working.
You're
Yeah.
like, what were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
Acting.
Modeling. Yeah. So
Yeah.
unlike with modeling, where I never thought I would do it, I never thought that I was like beautiful growing up. It wasn't until I moved to New York City that I kind of realized it was possible. I loved acting growing up. Like theater was my thing, was my respite, and throughout high school, I was very quiet in all of my classes because I kind of wanted to blend in. But in theater class, I felt like I could be my true authentic self, and it was much easier for me to make friends in theater class. So that was like my favorite thing to do, and I always wanted to be an actor. But I think I ended up working in like political public relations because I didn't think that working in the arts was like feasible or that I could make money or have a career in it. I had all those like societal like voices in my head telling me that it wasn't practical.
Yeah.
But it is completely doable in New York City, especially if you're passionate about it and you persevere. And the acting and modeling world go so hand in hand. So you meet many models that are actors, many actors who do some form of modeling. So I got my start in acting the same way that I did with modeling, where I was just meeting fellow creatives who worked within this field and were like picking their brain and asking them how to get my start. And that was sort of how I got into it. And it started off with me sort of freelancing and finding my own work. And then that has sort of like grown into me doing training and me having representation. And it's been so fulfilling. The industry can be wild. It has a whole bunch of downs, but every time I submit an audition or I do a self-tape or I have opportunity to perform, I know in my heart that this is what I want to do. It is so fulfilling and it just makes me happy.
Oh, I love to see you happy. There's so many people like yourself who come from other states and other cities to New York to make it. And, we have to be honest and say that it's not all, rainbows and unicorns. So what are some of the hardships that you have faced that you can tell our viewers about to prepare them? Because a lot of times people gloss over things and they're like, oh yeah, come to New York and you'll make it blah, 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 blah. But what are some of the things that you wish that you had known before you got to New York in order to prepare yourself?
Yeah. I think it takes such like an understanding of yourself, both in terms of like how you can apply that to your acting, like knowing your own self, like emotionally, knowing your own habits, your own tics, that you can apply to the acting, but also knowing yourself in terms of like how you can like sustain your mental health and take care of yourself. Because I think a lot of people go into it knowing that there will be rejection, but
Yeah,
there's so much rejection, so many
so
no's,
much.
so many no's. People say there'll be 100 no's per yes, sometimes 1,000 no's.
Yeah, I
per
think 1,000.
yeah, for sure. And it
Yeah.
can be super easy to be discouraged. I think that's one of the hardest parts about the industry is you have to know that every time you hear no, it's never like a reflection of how much you're worth. And industry is
So true.
subjective, and it's just about persevering and keeping doing it and not falling off the tracks, because if you stay in it long enough and you're passionate about it and you put the work in, eventually, it will happen. Even celebrities, like even many A-list celebrities will hear the word no so many times each year through auditions.
Yeah.
So keeping that in the back of my mind has been very helpful.
Look at Billy Porter. I mean, that's just one prime example. I mean, he's been in the industry since the 90s. And of course, he was working on Broadway, but he got on the national platform with Pose in his 50s. And you never know when one yes can like totally change your life. So that's what, I think that message that you were conveying is, if this is something that you want to do, you can do it, but you have to be ready for the long haul. It's not going to be an overnight sensation. It's just like building a YouTube channel. It takes time. It takes any type of transitionary period in your life is going to take time. So you can't just wake up and expect to be Brad Pitt overnight because that's not realistic. You have to be realistic. So in saying that, you were on Pose and you had a little, would you consider it like a background, like position, or like, what would you call that?
Yeah. It's technically called like a featured role. So I didn't actually have lines, but you know, you are sort of featured, and you play more of like a frontal role in some sort of scene. So yeah, that was on Pose season 3, and we filmed it right before the pandemic.
Episode what? Which episode was it? Which episode was it?
I still haven't watched the 3rd season yet. Because it's not Netflix, so I don't know. Yeah,
I've watched the season twice, and I'm trying not to ask you, but when we get done with the with this, I'll definitely ask you. Yeah. Because I want to know which episode it was. So, with all of that being said, Lavender, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Like, what do you see for your future?
I want to keep developing meaningful relationships with people, keep growing my relationships with people. You know, been here for 3 years, so I've developed very strong, like heartwarming relationships with many folks, but I want to keep building that. To me, that's like the most like fulfilling thing, is to feel like I have a sense of family here in New York City. And it's been hard, you know, over the course of the pandemic, particularly, to do that. You know, I think a lot of people have probably struggled with sustaining relationships. But that's what I want to keep doing. And I want to keep doing what allows me to pursue my passions, and that is acting and modeling and photography and collaborating with my friends to just create like fun experiences. I'd love to, obviously I have many different goals when it comes to acting and modeling. With photography, I've only started doing it professionally recently. I didn't in the past. So I'd love to help out fellow actors and models who are pursuing the start of their career, helping actors get their headshots, helping models build their portfolio. I love doing that. It's so rewarding when people get the results that they want, and we felt comfortable and fun while doing that. Like, there's nothing that I like more than just making people feel comfortable and helping people like have fun. I feel like photography and collaborating and acting and modeling allows me to do that, and it's professional, but it's personal, and so it just like is a big like smorgasbord of like fun. I don't know.
Oh, I love that word.
I
haven't heard that word in so long.
It rolls off the tongue.
Well, a lot of things roll off the tongue. That's not one of them. So with that being said, I want to do a little quick Q&A, and this is going to be fun. Lavender has no idea of some of the questions that I'm going to be asking, but if you've watched Wendy Williams before, I got an idea of doing the hot seat. So I'm going to ask 4 really scandalous kind of questions and see if I can, get Lavender to kind of, give up the goods. You ready, Lavi?
All right.
Okay. So, marry, shag, kill, right? Okay, you ready? So it's gonna be Janet Jackson, Brad Pitt, and Jason Momoa.
Ooh. Marry Janet. That sounds like so much fun. Shag Jason.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brad.
So we gotta kill Brad.
We gotta kill Brad.
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot.
Okay.
Send him into
Number
the pit.
2. So number 2, are you a member, or would you love to be a member of the Mile High Club? And if you are, give us a little tidbit about that experience.
Emma. No, I'm not. But I'm down. I've never seen it. Oh yeah, I'm down for anything and everything. I want to try everything in this world, so let's do it. Why not?
Okay. Okay. So with social media and media at large changing for the better, and we're getting a lot more representation of the LGBT community, as well as, you know, different shows are featuring people of all walks of life. If a movie was made about your life in the future, in 20 years from now, what would the title be? And who would you like to be the star?
Hmm. Hmm. The title would be The Daily Spiral. I feel like I spiral on the daily. Uh, Sometimes down, but sometimes up. You know, sometimes it's an upward spiral. But that'd be the title. And it'd be a
The Daily
dramedy.
Spiral.
It'd be a dramedy. And who would I want to play the star? And it's about me, so then they'd be playing me, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have no clue because I don't really know who looks like me. I never really get like celebrity lookalikes. Um, yeah, so like leave a comment if you have an idea. There's one person on American Horror Story, I forget their name, um, who I've one time been told I look like. So maybe them.
Really?
Yeah, let me Google it really fast.
Wait, the guy with the blue eyes that became the vampire with Lady Gaga?
Um, no, he was
I
in
don't think he looked
Apocalypse.
like him. Apocalypse. I didn't see Apocalypse. I think
Cody
I stopped
Fern.
watching after Freak Show.
Gotcha. Yeah,
What's
it's
his name?
Cody Fern.
Cody Fern. Okay, so I'm gonna look that up. Everybody list who you think Lavender looks like, and and who should star as the main character in a story of his life. And then the final question is, who would play me?
Who would play you?
Yeah.
Ooh. Hmm. Beyonce.
Yes.
Hands down.
Hands down. Okay, that just made my day. So now I gotta go and twerk a little bit and just like get my shit on.
Love it.
Oh my God, Lavender, I love you so much.
Yeah.
You have truly been a wonderful addition to my life. And, you know, if I've never said it before, which I say it to you all the time, I absolutely adore you. And I'm so thankful to have you be a part of my life along this crazy journey for the rest of my life. Because when I lay down on my deathbed, I want you right there, and I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to be like, Beyonce, bitch.
Yeah. Famous last words. I love that.
So really quickly, just tell our subscribers exactly where they can find you on all forms of social media.
Absolutely. Yeah. Best way to get a hold of me or to find me is on Instagram, which, you know, maybe you can do a little edit and show it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it down below.
Mason Lavender. Mason with an I, Lavender, like Maison Lavender. Yeah.
Maison Lavender.
Yeah.
Yes, because he doesn't really go on Facebook. He doesn't do anything else. We might, you know, create a TikTok in the future or something, or do like a short movie or
Yeah.
something. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to do another photo shoot too. I want to do something a little bit sexier,
Scandal.
like some kind of naked.
Yeah. A little boudoir moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, you got. Oh my God, you're getting it. See, I need the air conditioning because it gets hot whenever. I like whips and chains, so we can talk about that another time. So I love you, Lavender. Thank you so much for doing this. And thank you all of my subscribers and non-subscribers. If you're a non-subscriber, like seriously, you need to subscribe. But thank you to everyone for watching this. And Lavender, I hope this goes across the world. And for all A-list, B-list, C-list celebrities who need a photographer, who are looking for that amazing actor, who are looking for an amazing model, all of the companies that are looking for representation, I hope that they see this and see you as the face of the future, because I believe in you and I think the world of you, and I can't wait for the rest of the world to discover you. So Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. And thank everyone for watching. And I'll see you guys next week. And we love you so much. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.